Hi friends, welcome back if you're new here. My name is Miley, and today I really want to try the reading 100 pages every day for a week challenge because I realized that I've never really done a reading challenge, and I really want to just push myself this week in terms of reading because I'm kind of behind on my reading goal, and there's just so many books I want to read in general. So just want to do a fun little challenge. There's no huge pressure if I do get to the 100 pages every day. I just want to see how much I can read with that goal in mind of reading 100 pages per day. So we're going to be choosing a book on my Kindle to read because I have so many library holes on my Libby that I haven't gotten to yet. I'm kind of stressed about that. So we're going to go through my Kindle library and see what to pick. I have a bunch of library holds here. These 6 books you're seeing are all library holds I haven't picked up yet. So I have The Tree Doctor by Mary Mitsuki Mockett. I have The Nude by Michelle Lindley. We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen. Paradise Rot by Jenny Haval. I'm supposed to read it for our book club, and so this will be a reread for me. And then the last 2 books to choose from are Capcut by Jenny Fran and Lost in the Garden by Adam Leslie. Just cover wise, I'm really attracted to Lost in the Garden. It gives me Midsommar vibes, if you guys have seen that movie. And I'm gonna read the blurb because all I know is that this is about a perpetual summer. I think Earth doesn't have any more seasons anymore, and so the characters in this book are always in summer. But I'm gonna read the blurb very quickly and see if it sounds good. Heather, Rachel, and Antonia are going to Almondby. Heather needs to find her boyfriend who, like so many, went and never came back. Rachel has a mysterious package to deliver, and her life depends on it. And Antonia, poor love-struck Antonia, just wants a chance to spend the day with Heather. So off they set through the idyllic yet perilous English countryside, in which nature thrives in abundance and summer lasts forever. And as they travel through the ever-shifting geography and encounter strange voices in the fist of shortwave radio, the harder it becomes to tell friend from foe. Creepy, dreamlike, unsettling, and unforgettable. Okay, honestly, that sounds really, really good. I'm really intrigued by this, and it's only 385 pages, so if I do read 100 pages per day, I can finish it in about 3 or 4 days. So I think we're gonna go with Lost in the Garden by Adam Leslie. I don't really have a set TBR for this vlog, so we're gonna be mood reading for this week as well. Also, how cute is my Kindle? I redecorated lately and I'm so obsessed with it. And I got a little Sony Angel. I named him Jazz because Jazz is an Apple variant, and I love reading while listening to jazz music. And it made perfect sense since he is my little reading partner now. Let's get reading. I'll update you guys when I get to 100 pages, of course. Hi there, guys. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, and I have updates on Lost in the Garden by Adam Leslie. I completely blew through 100 pages yesterday. I actually read 111 pages yesterday because I read a couple pages when I was at work yesterday. So far, I'm really intrigued. And it's easy to read as well, which I'm really enjoying right now. The writing is not too complicated. It's very plotty, that's for sure. So what's going on is that we follow this girl, Heather, and her 2 other friends, Rachel and, oh my god, I forgot her name, Antonia. The other girl's name is Antonia. So we're following those 3 girls as they're going on a mission. They're going on a drive to go to this town called Almondby, which they're not supposed to go because all their lives they've heard that don't go to Almondby, it's dangerous there. And granted, everybody they know who's gone there has disappeared off the face of the earth. What's also interesting about this world is that something happened 6 years ago. Certain things have shifted, small things at first, like doors now open outwards instead of inwards, light switches have changed colors. The big major changes, though, ever since 6 years ago, is that the earth is always in summer, and there's also like these zombie like ghosts around. Anybody who dies comes back in the form of a ghost. They're pretty harmless. They're not like trying to possess you or eat you. They will beat you up if they get to you. But they're not trying to possess you, and they're like zombies, but not really because they're not gross and decaying. So I was really surprised by the post-apocalyptic element in this. I'm kind of in between if I like the characters or not because they're so quirky and kind of annoying. I don't understand how old they are either. When this happened 6 years ago, they were children and now they're adults. That's what I'm understanding. But the way they act, especially Heather, is so quirky and childish. See, I got a couple of things to do, but before I do anything I need to do, I really want to sit down and read at least 50 to 60 pages, maybe 100 if I can. Favorite way to start a day. Perfect. No notes. Amazing. I have spent the better part of my morning reading Lost in the Garden. I read 50 pages of this morning, and right now the girls have reached Almondby, and we're starting to learn the true nature of Almondby and what really goes on in the place. I am 68% of the way through, and I still have an hour and 34 minutes left of the book. Honestly, I'm finding it a little bit, it's very repetitive in some parts, especially the conversations that the girls have. There's only so many pages I can read of the same conversation, you know? It's very dreamlike right now, and I'm not 100% sure what's going on, if I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not hating it, but I'm like kind of over it. Right now, though, I do want to go to a cafe to do some editing and read another book. I just really want to break from Lost in the Garden. It's all I've been reading this past couple of days. I need a mental break. I need something different. So we're going to choose a new book to read. And since I can make up my mind about what to read, I'm going to be using my TBR jar. This I made a couple of days ago, and I'm so excited to use it. I'm going to be making a TBR jar picks my September read video soon, but I'm just so excited to use it. And so I really want to choose a prompt with you guys and choose the next book we'll be reading in this reading challenge. I'm so excited to sit down and do that TBR video. And so this is what we're going to be choosing. If you guys can read it first. Book published this year. So I have to read a new release. I'm gonna scour my bookshelves and come back with the book that fits this prompt. I'm back. I honestly had too many books to choose from just that one prompt, but one book that I would definitely love to get to soon and to read it on a vlog with you guys is Julia Armfield's Private Rites. I was really lucky that I was in Europe when this book came out, and so I was able to get the UK edition because this doesn't publish until December of 2024 in the US. So I'm really lucky, and I'm glad I got my hands on this one. I'm a huge fan of Julia Armfield's work. I've read Slow and Our Wives Under the Sea, and I really enjoyed both. I really love Through Short Story Collection, especially. I just love how she writes and how she creates this dreamlike world. All I know about this one is that we follow a couple of sisters. The world has been underwater for a little while, and I think it's always raining or something like that. And that's all I know, and that's all I want to know. Like I said, we're going to a cafe, we're gonna edit, and we're gonna read at least 50 pages of this one, maybe even more. Who knows? I'm so excited for this one. You guys have no idea how excited I am for this one. Let's go. I have no clue how we're already halfway through the week, but happy Thursday, you guys. I have some good news about the reading challenge. Yesterday, I finished the day off strong with 110 pages read. I read 50 pages of Lost in the Garden and then some 60 pages of Private Rites. I'm really enjoying this. We follow the sisters Isla, Irene, and Agnes. They are sisters who are not very close with each other, but who get together after the death of their father, who they were also not close with. The narration jumps back and forth between the three sisters, and it's not hard to follow through at all. I really like the voices of the three sisters so far. I think they're all very strong. I'm also really enjoying the setting of Private Rites. The world has been raining for over 10 years, so a lot of things have been flooded, houses have been built skywards, and lots of people live in skyscrapers to avoid the flooding and rising waters. And there's also a bit of talk about class because the three sisters' father was actually an architect who built a lot of these luxury skyscrapers, and how lower class people are struggling because they can afford to live in higher housing. So it's very interesting so far. I am really enjoying Julia Armfield's writing as well. Can't wait to read some more of this later. For Lost in the Garden, I am seriously over it. I talked about this yesterday, but it's just very repetitive. The last 100 pages I read between yesterday and today, the girls are in Almondby and they're just jerking around. They've been in Almondby for a hot minute. The book, I feel, has answered all the questions. We know what is wrong with Almondby. We know why it's a dangerous place. We know who our friends are, who our foe is. I'm literally over it. Like, the girls are going about Almondby, wandering around trying to find Steven, which was, if you don't remember, Heather's boyfriend, the one who went to Almondby, and why Heather is there in the first place to find him. And it's very clear that Steven is not there, but she's still holding on to hope that he is there, and she's still very childish. She's still pissing me off, and I feel this book should have ended 100 pages ago. Today's goal for sure is to read the last page of Lost in the Garden so I can be done with this thing already. DNFing is not even a choice right now because I have to see it through. I'm too far in. I'm 81% of the way through. I'm too far in. I have to finish this. Today's Thursday, like I mentioned, and I have the day off. I'm off until Saturday, so that's really nice. I will be reading. It's literally the only thing I have on my agenda, just to read. So nearly failed yesterday's 100-page count, but I didn't. I reached 100 pages 4 minutes before midnight. Yesterday was a little bit of a struggle. I've been very confident because I've been hitting 100 pages like nothing lately. I got a little distracted yesterday because my boyfriend came over. We watched the second to last episode of the finale. Episodes are so long, so yeah, I got a little bit distracted, but I told my boyfriend I need to read this. Long story short is that I reached yesterday's 100-page count. I didn't fail just yet. I am on page 204 right now, and I have over 130-ish pages to read today, I would say. I want to finish it, but at the same time I don't, because I am really enjoying Private Rites. I would say I'm really enjoying the narration style. It goes back and forth between the three sisters, but I think the sister I relate to the most is Agnes. She's just sweet Agnes. She's just a 20-something-year-old queer woman who had to grow up learning how to be quiet so as to not steer her father's anger. And it hits a little close to home, I'm not going to lie. And I'm really liking how it asks, how much are we a consequence of our parents, and how much of it is it truly our fault? And yeah, those questions hit a little bit deep. Yeah, I do want to try to finish this today. I just have to read a little extra, and that's fine. Like this book, I feel like once I start reading, I can't stop. So I'm really liking the atmosphere. It's really making me want to reread Our Wives in the Sea. I read that one like 2 years ago almost, and I don't remember much, but I remember that she wrote that book with so much longing and ache, and it was spectacular. I feel like this book is a little bit lacking in that longing and ache, because it's not just the relationship between two wives, but relationships between the sisters, and it's a little bit different. Though is a little of that aching in this book, because the sisters are hurt by what they had to go through in their childhood because of their father, and how estranged they are as sisters. It truly hurts them. Just the world, the setting that they are in, because the world is drowning. So there's a lot of like, what is the point of life if the world is ending? Why do we have to work if the world is ending? So there is an aching, but it's different than in Our Wives in the Sea, but it's still very, very good. I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, I thought that today we could go to a cafe and read some pages this morning. So yeah, let's go do that, and let's finish Private Rites today. So it's been over 12 hours since I finished Private Rites, and I think I'm ready to talk about it. This was so good. Oh my god. I think this is Julia Armfield at her best. I think what really, really worked for me was the setting of this novel, and just the concept of a world that's drowning, that's slowly going underwater because of a perpetual rain. It's been raining for years in Julia Armfield's world, and our main characters, the three sisters, Isla, Irene, and Agnes, have grown up in that environment. There's a sort of nihilism to the text as well, because I remember, I think it was Agnes who pondered this, that in a world that seemed to be ending, that it was funny how society made sure that everyone could get to work, and how fruitless working seemed in that, the world is ending, there's like power outages, it's always raining, water levels are constantly rising, and it seems so pointless to go to work. I really like her use of water as symbolism, or how she explores the theme of water In Our Wives Under the Sea, water and the sea was taking hold of one person, but in this one, it's just an entire city, an array of people, thousands of people living in the city. I don't know, I really like it. It's just like dark and grimy. Her world is constantly damp, dark. There's seaweed growing in people's kitchens. Water finds their way in even at the highest skyscrapers, and just moistness in the text. I don't like that word either, but I think this book is also perfect to read in the autumn months. It's just very atmospheric. I really like the sisters as well, the sisters POV. And the sisters, I felt so much for them. I don't want to reveal too much of myself, but it hit a little close to home how difficult and tense their relationship was with their father, how the father raised them, how it was kind of a battlefield type of home to grow up in. They had to learn to be quiet, and they had to like kind of grow up for themselves and look out for themselves, but also how living in that type of environment made them grow apart from each other. I felt a lot for them, especially Agnes. I remember saying that I really liked her. I think she's the most relatable of them all because, she's my age, she's queer. Yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed it. And you know, a book is good when I start highlighting. And don't come for me, but look at all those dog ears as well. Like Julie Armfield at her best for sure. I do highly recommend this. Go pick it up when this comes out in the US. And if you're in the UK, pick this up right fucking now. It's so good. I remember saying that I really want to reread Our Wives Under the Sea, and I really do want to reread this. I'm not gonna do so in this video, but I think I might do a rereading vlog. I think that'll be really cool because I also really want to reread Ripe by Sarah Rose Ether. I recently bought the UK cover and it's like gorgeous, gorgeous. So I really want to reread these two. So might be coming up in a vlog. Last night I picked up Sunburn. I read like 2 pages of this because I picked it up quite late, but this is what I'm going to be reading today, Sunday, which is the very last day of the reading challenge. And since it is the last day, I'm just going to sign off now. If you want to hear final thoughts about Sunburn, they will be up in a August wrap up at the end of the month. I'm going back to doing wrap ups. I feel like they're so essential for booktube, and I haven't done one in such a long time. Reading wrap ups are coming back soon on this channel. And yeah, I think that is it. Honestly, I really liked reading this week. I really prioritized reading this week. I'm really surprised that I hit 100 pages so easily. It was also not such a busy week for me, but I think that next time I can up that number and maybe try to read 150 or even 200. 200 will definitely be a challenge for me. I never read 200 pages in one day. I'm going to leave you guys here, like I said. Let me know if you guys have read any of the books that I read in this reading vlog. Let me know what you think of Julia Armfield. Have you read her latest? What do you think? And if you want to comment something, but you're a little shy to speak, but you still want to let me know that you were here, comment a water emoji. See you guys later. Bye.